Welcome to Compassionate Care Conversations. My name is Scott Bradley. I'm the owner of Bradley & Son Funeral Homes, serving Morris, Union, and Essex counties in New Jersey, and SimpleCremationNJ.com, which serves the whole state of New Jersey. I'm a third-generation funeral director, clinical social worker, and a certified psychoanalyst. Today, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Peggy Norton. She is the customer service heart and manager of Simple Cremation, New Jersey. Behind the scenes, answering the phone, she's the one I count on, and I know you can count on to get everything done. And it's a lot of work. I've had the pleasure to work with Peggy for the last 10 years, more than 10 years now. So please tell the audience a little bit about yourself and what brought you to Bradley Funeral Homes and Simple Cremation.
Wow, 10 years.
Yeah.
Hard to believe.
It is.
Well, I come from a medical background, working at Morristown Memorial on the open heart floor. And then after that, I went into an administrative position, and it just got to the point where I felt like I wasn't doing as much as I could, learning as much as I could, and I really wanted to give back more and help people. So I interviewed with the funeral home, and I just knew that that's where my heart had to be, where I could learn and grow with the company. And really, I started with the funeral home and then broke into Simple Cremation of New Jersey. And really, it's my passion. I take such a personal interest in it because I wish there was someone like me when my mom passed. That could walk me through what I needed to do. I was at a complete loss for the process. And now I could use my learning and expertise to help other families.
That's a really good point. I don't think a lot of people know that, and you caught on so quickly that there's this I don't know, hand-holding, I'm going to call it. And it takes a lot of effort to be where the family's at. And you picked that up right away. How did you kind of know to do that?
I take the lead from the families. I could read what they need, and every family is different. I can't compare one to another. Some families need more hand-holding, some families need less. So it's whatever that specific family needs is what I deliver to them.
You're very adaptable.
I am.
That's good. You need it in that job.
Yes.
You really do. I would say in Bradley Funeral Homes, and especially Simple Cremation, we really count on, we being the whole staff, count on the administrative people who answer the phones to really be the first people who hear from us and or get involved with us. And you really do that so well. So thank you.
You're welcome.
People don't know much about funerals, let alone online direct cremation services, which Simple Cremation New Jersey is. How does SimpleCremationNJ.com work?
Everything's done electronically. People can make arrangements from the comfort of their own home. They don't need to come into the funeral home. They can register ahead of time. It's such an easy, simple process. And if they need help, I'm here to help them.
So how does that work when you say you're here to help them? So it's not an all online only process.
No, everything's done electronically. They register online, the families, but they have me to guide them every step of the way through phone calls, emails, text messages. They have my direct cell. Any questions they have, they know they could reach out. I stress that from the very beginning, and I just keep them informed every step of the way through the process.
Yeah.
And I really encourage families when they call in the first time to really, if they have time, to register ahead of time and start entering the vital statistical information, because it's a lot of information on the New Jersey death certificate. So it's much easier, if they can, to do it in advance. If not, then still I walk them through the process. If they're having difficulties, I always find a way to get the information that I need to help them.
Let's take a step back. Simple cremation, people search for cremation services online and they find us in a variety of ways. And then they get on this site. Is it intimidating?
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, we just launched a brand new site that is super, super easy. It walks the consumer, the person making the arrangements, through every step.
Yeah. Every step. Let's start with the first one. I think, especially with cremation services, people want to know what it costs. Is it hidden on Simple Cremation, or is it easy to access how much it's going to cost someone?
It's very transparent, the site. What the consumer selects is what the cost is. There's no hidden fees, and they could choose as little or as much as they want. You know, they'll choose a container for the cremation, which is a requirement here in New Jersey before going into the retort. The quantity of death certificates, they could add an online obituary. There's so many options that is available to the family. So they choose as much as they want or as little as they want.
Sounds like we keep it simple.
That's why it's Simple Cremation of New Jersey.
I think that is a really powerful aspect of it, that people can go on and do research themselves. They can add information, they can use the calculator, they can see what everything costs, they can start entering information in, they can have their own personal account, and there's no hard sell or push or add-on services. It's very simple. How long do you think it takes an average person to get through the shopping cart section?
The shopping cart section's the quickest part. It's maybe 10 minutes at the most, 5 minutes even. It's very quick.
And we probably cut that time in half compared to the last website.
Yes.
This new shopping cart is very
fast. The new
fast.
shopping cart is very fast, very easy to navigate. And
the one thing I like about the new website is the fact that after you do the shopping cart, you could be done. And then we send you a follow-up email with the vital statistics part. So the vital statistics part, what is that?
That's the most time-consuming part, because, like I said earlier, the New Jersey death certificate, it's everything that we need for the death certificate. Date of birth, social security number, parents' names, work history, education. That's our death certificate. It's very extensive, and that's it takes a little bit more time, and you can go back, because a lot of times maybe families don't have all the information readily available, so you can save your registration and go back and finish at a later time.
Okay. All that is encrypted and safe, and their personal information is not okay.
Very safe.
Yep, we keep it safe. And some people aren't computer literate, let's say. And do you think a person that doesn't have computer savvy can go through this website easily?
Yes.
And what if they can't?
They call me.
They call you. I've heard you many, many times talk to families, and you are very special the way you walk a family at their pace through the website. If someone didn't want to use the website but liked our service, would they be able to use the service as well?
Yes, of course. Many times I've taken vitals over the phone or via email, just a simple email form that I have. So there's always a way that they could use our service, whether it be through the simplecremationnj.com site or with me over the phone or via email. There's always a way.
Okay. We've kind of answered this question, but I want to ask it and see what you say. So who in particular is best served using Simple Cremation versus, say, a traditional funeral services?
Anybody that wants to make arrangements from the comfort of their home, anybody that doesn't want to come into the funeral home, anybody that wants to make direct cremation arrangements at a considerable cost savings.
Yep. Okay. Of the people that call you, most people are interested in the cost savings, the simplicity. What are some of the reasons it's a draw?
I would definitely say ease, making arrangements from the comfort of their home, and cost. Those are the three top reasons.
From what you've heard from consumers, in my research, I think simple cremation is probably the most value. It's the least expensive option. The idea is compared to a traditional funeral service like we have at Bradley Funeral Homes, families do a bunch of the work, getting us vital statistics, choosing the services they want, and we pass along savings.
Yes.
So that makes it, and it's the same staff, right? That's helping them.
Yes.
Okay. What's something about simple cremation that makes a big difference in a family's funeral experience versus maybe traditional or?
It's they're directing the services that they need. Maybe the family doesn't want all the traditional funeral services like the visiting hours, the mass, or memorial service.
Right.
I think that's the big difference.
I never really thought of it that way. But the way you said it, I think, is important. So I'd like to reiterate it. It's what the family wants.
Yes.
So the family is not pressured in any sort of way to choose additional services or merchandise that they don't need or want. So it's really all up to them.
Yes. But they also know that if they want those additional services, we can certainly help them with that as well.
Like what?
Memorial gathering at one of our funeral homes after, the register book, the prayer cards, any of the more traditional items, we could still help them with. And what I like telling families is, with everything you're doing up front, you're getting the same service, the same direct cremation, and that it allows the families to have time to really plan a beautiful celebration of life down the road with all the bells and whistles or whatever they want, if they choose that they want those additional services.
Right. Does the body get taken care of any differently than a traditional funeral home?
We have our same care center manager, our same transfer team. It's all the same employees.
Right. Okay, thank you.